Hello, this is the Prussian Prince, and it is time to bring you a new special video. This is Crusader Kings 2, The Old Gods, which is actually the last expansion for Crusader Kings 2, and we shall see how it looks like. But I'm just gonna go over a general overview of the game first. Just interface and such, and then I will give you more information about the expansion specifically. So, this is the main menu. Over in the top left corner, Crusader Kings logo. Up here, Paradox Development Studio, which obviously they developed Crusader Kings 2, and Paradox Interactive published Crusader Kings 2. This is, of course, available on Steam and Gamersgate. We're also using the Clausewitz engine. It's an RTS game, or you could call it somewhat RTS, but more like grand strategy sort of game. And of course, we have the version number over here, and a checksum, DKDF, just because I have gone into the game a little bit. And we do have the home button here, one of those buttons, the platypus, obviously Paradox Interactive. Facebook and Twitter, I guess it's of the game. And obviously we have a quit button, we have in-game store, which if you press this you will be going to where you can buy extra DLCs for your game, either like songs or unit packs, portraits, and other DLCs that the game has, or expansions. Also, we have credits and options. Let's take a look at the options first. So we have game options, the usual stuff here, video options, usual stuff, audio, usual stuff, and controls as well. Then we have the tutorial, basic, intermediate, and advanced. Pretty cool. You can see here different areas of the game, or start from the beginning, which would be introduction of basic. And we also have multiplayer. Here you will be putting your player name, can be whatever you want it to be. You can create a game. This would create a LAN or internet game. Also join internet game, you would be entering an IP address here as it prompts you to do so. Obviously you can't join a LAN game because there's no LAN game here. You would be using scan in order to see if there's a LAN game nearby. Also the meta server, and basically, as with most, actually I think, yeah, most Paradox Interactive Grand Strategy titles, you would be using the forum account to the Paradox Plaza forum to connect to the meta server. Basically the username and password, and you first have to activate the game on the Paradox forums, of course, before you are granted access in the game. And you just use your username and password from the forum to log in here. Essentially it's like you go into a server which has a chat room, and you can create games, and on the right you see a player list and a hosted games list. You can join any of those hosted games as long as they don't have a password, and if they have a password, obviously you need to know it to join them. But let's leave that aside for now and go back. And new content is now available for purchase. I think I have this though. Anyway, single player. So we have saved games. Obviously you know what this is. Here we have republics. I'm not going to be playing a republic though, so you can just might as well click on the map to get that away. If you click here though, you'll be playing as a republic, or you can choose one of those. Now obviously here is where there are actually changes. So you have the first bookmarked date, the old gods. So now the start date has been pushed back from 1066 to 867. And you will be able to play as pagan rulers. Cool. Now, of course, each bookmarked date does have its own interesting characters. Nice, nice. For the moment, I'm just gonna Select King Ivar the Boneless. Yeah, and he is a Norse. Norse, Anglo-Saxon, Persian, Zoroastrian, pretty cool. Yeah. Obviously he's Greek and Orthodox. Bedouin, Sunni, yeah. Pretty cool. Anyway, let's go with King Ivar the Boneless. Obviously you can see here the statistics. You can even use the ruler designer. You see which house he is from. You see his name and the title. Boneless. Obviously king as well. Difficulty. Because it's a small dynasty. And wars. Yeah, we're at war with Petty Kingdom of East Anglia. And Petty Kingdom of Northumberland. We see our vassals here as well. Obviously we see the details of the current selected scenario over here. And let's just go ahead and... oh, before we do that, you can't really... when you select the old gods, you can't really go back here. As you can see, because they haven't really... you can only select this, because otherwise it would have taken far too much development time to actually set up the dates between 867 and 1066. That would have taken far too much development time, I think. So... but this is still very good. I like that it's pushed back so far. That now we have so many extra years to play in the game. And of course you have terrain here, independent realms, counts, dukes, kings, religions, and cultures that you can pick. Oh, and I believe they have changed the religions icon. Pretty cool. But anyway, let's select King Ivar the Boneless. Actually, we already selected him. And let's hit play. So let us see the changes. I think they changed the loading bar as well. Lots of small stuff changed. Alright, so let's take a look at the interface. Well, from the start I can already notice that they have different music for specific cultures and pagan rulers, I guess. Anyway, we do have a different interface. Looks sort of very similar to wood. I guess it's very woody like. Anyway, let's go ahead and click on our character, bring this up. We see our dynasty tree over here. Filter it, of course. Then we have the tree legend, basically what things mean. And by right clicking we can drag it around here, but our family tree isn't really that great. I mean, dynasty family tree would be like this. Yep. Then we also have realm tree, nothing yet. And we have, obviously we are Norse, and Norse pagan and Norse Germanic culture. I guess religion here, or pagan. Leading troops, that's the current status. And we also have diplomacy, martial, stewardship, intrigue, and learning stats. Those are the main stats in the game that characters may have, and different stats affect different things. For example, intrigue makes you more likely to find plots that the enemy is doing, and also stewardship allows you to gather more efficiently taxes, I believe. Basically raise income from your holdings. We also have over here the wealth and the monthly balance, monthly prestige, piety, and score. Score, I guess it depends on if it matters for you, but you don't really win the game in Crusader Kings 2. Just do what you want to do, which I very much like about the game. It's really interesting to play such a game. Anyway, we also have traits over here: skilled tactician, strong, and Viking. Yes, that's the new trait. Very cool. Extra monthly prestige, martial, hunter. I think Viking is a new trait. I don't think it's been there before. At least I don't remember it being there. Well, I guess it should be in the old gods, yeah. So, we are cruel, just, brave, ambitious. You can see that based on the different icons and the different shapes of the icons, like circle or one that looks like a book or just yeah, you can see that they actually mean different things, different types of traits. Obviously we have combat modifier for flanks because he's cruel, much more likely to inflict morale damage. Alright, titles. These are the titles that a character currently holds. It can be counties, it can be duchies, it can be kingdoms. Basically a lot of titles in the game. Bishoprics, whatever. Also claims, we do not have any claims right now. Claims would be provinces that you don't hold, or just counties, holdings that you may have a claim on. You could go to war over such a claim. You have obviously family, vassals, court. You have vassals, court, allies, and abroad. No one's abroad. For allies, we can see brothers. Basically from your family, those are your allies. Also court. Well, you can go to war with family members as well though. So vassals, if you right click you can go to diplomacy, give them honorary titles or grant them titles. Basically would be giving them provinces, counties away. Imprison, I don't want to imprison him though. Would lower my vessel's opinion of me. I could take a concubine if I wanted to. Which, by the way, pagan rulers, they can have up to 3 concubines. And also a wife. So laws, you can see that we can't actually change too many laws over here. Well, besides these ones over here, I mean the ones over here. Because, why is that? That is because pagan rulers, they are limited to limited crown authority, as funny as that sounds, and gavel-kind law, which means that you can't really hold all of the land that you have when you die and your heir takes over. Would be split up between your other heirs, as it shows here, which is generally not optimal, I guess. But also you can change this by going to Religion tab and reforming the Norse faith, but obviously we do not have those conditions met, so we cannot do this. Also, all pagans except Tengri have a huge defensive advantage, which means I think that they have better combat modifiers in counties of their own religion. I think that's what it means. Anyway, the pagan faiths, they are of 3 types. No, actually, I think it's 2 types. Yeah. Offensive, which would be Tengri, Norse, and also defensive, which would be Sunosko? No. What was it? Suomensko, West African, Romova, and Slavic. Now for what those do, basically offensive pagans, they lose prestige if they are not at war for a while, but pretty much they never have problems with having casus belli for war. Also, the Norse, they can launch prepared invasions, and I believe prepared invasions, they allow you to firstly you can only do that once per ruler. So if you launch one once, for example, with our current king, Ivar the Boneless. You cannot do it again with him. But you get a lot more troops than you usually would, because more soldiers would be joining you. Also, the other advantage of Norse would be the fact that ships can navigate major rivers of Europe. Now, on to defensive pagans. As their name suggests, they have larger garrisons, and their troops, they're also more powerful in their own territory, especially counties of their own religion. And I guess that we also have, I believe it is Zoroastrians. They can do a bunch of stuff, such as holy marriages with close relatives of opposite gender. I think they can also have up to 3 concubines and a wife. Also, concubines, they don't really affect your stats, so to speak. And you can take them from... you can imprison them and then make them your concubine, for example, or take them from someone else. And what else is there to say? Oh yeah, I think there's what to say about the game actually. Some laws over here, you know the drill. You have to, well, maybe not if you're newer to the game, but generally, depending on what's your playstyle and what kind of character you're playing, and what kind of holdings he has, you want to change those laws up and make them optimal. And obviously changing them to the left of what they currently are, they're just gonna get automatically accepted because everyone loves that. However, if you want to change them to the right, basically raise levies, for example, or raise taxes, then you'll have a harder time doing them. Your vassals will have to like you more and such. But let's go over to technology. So actually, technology was revamped in the Old Gods. You can see that it looks different over here, and now it shows you how much it's actually progressed. What it actually does. The levels, that is. Right now it's castle infrastructure level 1. So, what you can do now is it shows you the growth over here. It shows you the current amount of points that you have. And you can invest those points, I believe. Yeah, you can invest them over here in whichever thing you want. Yes, that's how it is. So you now invest points. Also, there's an automatic growth as well, I believe. Yeah, plus 2.7% per year. But yeah, you can see how it's different in the Old Gods. Military-wise, there's nothing really new. We still have retinues, we have army levies, fleet levies. Over here we have vassals and mercenaries and holy orders. Obviously, the vassals and mercenaries will differ since this is much different date. You can't expect the same mercenaries and vassals, of course. So, in intrigue, you have threats, prisoners, known plots. And you can click to choose a plot. I guess we want to do that, but this is not the point of this video. It's more of a first look video. And we also have, I think those two are new decisions that we can take. Hold a great blot, which would, I guess, would increase prestige and piety, or maybe just piety, I don't know. Commission a runestone might also do the same thing. But obviously we'll lose gold for both. Now for factions, there are no factions. It's just the same as it is in Crusader Kings 2 when there are rebellions, or generally the rebellions are launched through factions. Someone who hates you, he starts a faction and he wants to lower crown authority or just lower taxes or something, I guess. Or sometimes maybe they even want to overthrow you off the throne, which is something that you have to prevent, of course. Now for religion, we actually took a look earlier at it, but there's still more to say about it. So, we can reform the Norse faith. And why do I have... Oh, I thought that like music mixed itself, like I had two different tracks playing, but I guess not. That was quite strange. Actually, I think it might be because of the religion tab. Yeah, it must be the religion tab. Kinda strange though to have both playing at the same time. Anyway, obviously we have reformed the Norse faith, which we already know. Here it says the modifiers, levy size, and retinue size changes those. We have only third team morale authority because we do not control Paderborn and Tholen. These guys. Yes, not held by a member of the Norse faith, so we only hold 3 right now. And yeah, we only control 0. So I have to control them myself, I believe. Yes, I have to control them myself, 3 of them. So I guess I would have to get them myself in my court or something. Anyway, we also have Realm Seers, which would be this guy, my vassal, right now. You can see the Piety to Liege. Pretty nice stuff. I think there's also... there are things I need to say, such as you can... I think you can toggle like a looting mechanic somewhere when you select armies. I'm not sure where though. Yeah, toggle looter. When you select the army would be this button. And obviously you can't do it in friendly lands. It would basically start pillaging the enemy, so you'd be getting some income from it. Obviously we can call in allies and stuff. We actually have a prepared invasion of England and Scotland. Very cool. Title loss on succession. Ruler unmarried. But yeah, you can basically see how they changed icons and made it feel more like you're playing the old gods and doesn't feel as much as the base game. They changed the feel of the game slightly to help bring you this immersion into the game. What else is there? Obviously unmarried hair, and we can pick an ambition, which actually we don't want to marry, but we want to pick an ambition. Where was the button? Yeah guys, I haven't played this in a while. We can become King of Scotland, so that would be cool. And you can see it pop up over here. Click OK. But really, I don't think there's much else to say about the game except that I don't know. I haven't really played it, but it looks really cool thus far. Obviously, this is the first look, so I don't have much info to bring. And sorry about that in the background. It's actually my cat deciding to go in and harass me. Anyway, this has been the Prussian Prince. So hope this actually helped bring you some information about the game. And of course, buy it from Steam and Gamersgate. Or actually, you don't have to buy it on Steam and Gamersgate. You can only buy it on one of those two distributors, from one of those two distributors. But make sure that if you buy it on Steam, you don't get your expansions from Gamersgate and vice versa. But actually, I think if you buy the base game on Steam and you buy an expansion on Gamersgate, I think you still may be able to make it work if you put Crusader Kings out of the main Steam directory. But I'm not entirely sure if that would be legal, and I guess it would be, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that. I'd recommend just keeping it either just on Steam or on Gamersgate. But anyway, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, don't forget to comment or subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. I will see you next time.